station and relay. I said I walked down in the train station and relay.
So that was a little look back. Bruce Foxton's with us now.
Good morning.
What's it like looking back at that stuff?
I'm proud of it. Simple as that. You know, they were great times and great songs.
Can I just ask on a technicality? I think we mentioned the mod revival. I never thought of the Jam, certainly in the early years, as a mod band. It was more like a punk band to me.
Yeah, I guess we were like the black sheep of punk, really. You know, we didn't wear the bondage trousers and the ripped T-shirts and safety pins, but we still had the same feelings of the movement, of the punk movement, basically.
Mm. So, moving on, you're still playing some of those songs, aren't you?
Yeah.
How's that?
Still getting them wrong every now and again as well. But, it's great. Like I just said, you know, that good music stood the test of time.
Yeah.
It's still played on the radio, still sounds very contemporary.
And you say you get them wrong, your fans will notice,
I was
won't
joking.
They know every single bit of it, don't they?
What's it like getting back in the studio? And people straight away, their curiosity will be piqued by Paul Weller being involved. Now, do you want to just give a sense of how's that working? And
well, Paul and myself are great mates again now, thankfully. I mean, we had a little disagreement a few years ago, but we've made up. Basically, it took the death of my first wife, Pat, and losing John Weller, Paul's dad, and our manager, to bang our heads together and just say, hey, you know, it's so trivial what we've fallen out over, bearing in mind what's now happened. And moving forward, you know, so we are good friends. We don't see each other every day of the week. I don't pop in or call him up for a bag of sugar or a pint of milk. But he's on the end of the telephone if I need to call him or vice versa. But yeah, we recorded a new album, Smash the Clock, at Paul's studio. And he kindly agreed to come in and play on a couple of tracks, and it was a real buzz again to be playing and hanging out with him.
Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, why is it called Smash the Clock?
It's quite simple. It's just, you know, good music is timeless, or should be timeless and ageless, that if it's a good record, the music deserves to be heard. You know, it was not that long ago. If you were, I don't know, over 40 or even younger, the radio stations wouldn't even listen to it, pretty much.
We're going to hear a bit now. I think we're going to see... now the time has come. Let's have a look.
So technology has moved on since the early days, hasn't it? Has it changed things, how you write, how you record stuff?
Yeah, drastically. The co-writer of the album, Russell Hastings, he's also in the band from the Jam, and he lives down in Bognor. And if he comes up with a guitar riff, he'll record it on his iPhone, send it to me via email. I'll put it on my Mac, put it on a little computer studio rather that I've got, and take it from there. And then we kind of kick the ideas around like that for a bit until we got it in some kind of shape and arrangement. And then we'd get together, go in the studio, Paul's studio. Mark Bazicki, the drummer, who some of your viewers, listeners might remember Mark from Big Country. He's on drums, and we finalise it there.
Do you know what? Watching that little clip there, and that was your sort of rehearsal. Was that a run through you're doing? I'm still mindful of the fact that some things remain the same. Technology changes, but one of the wonderful things about the Jam, and I was a big fan, was that it was so simple. The two guys on guitars and the guy on the drums.
Yeah.
And there was a wonderful simplicity to it, in a way.
Well, yeah, we kind of fell into that, though. When I joined the Jam in '74, I joined as rhythm guitarist, and there was Paul on bass, Rick on drums, and another guy, Steve Brooks, was lead guitarist. And Steve decided to leave, and we searched around for quite a while, auditioning other guitarists, couldn't find anybody that was either good at playing and we could get on well with socially. So Paul just said to me, look, I've had enough of looking for replacement musicians. You take the bass,
Brilliant.
I'll go on rhythm guitar, and we just went on from there.
You paid for some of the album or the making of it with crowdfunding, haven't you?
Yeah, by Pledge Music.
Right, and how does it's worked well for you?
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, it's a great way of getting the fans involved, because without their help, I pledging to buy an album, a vinyl album, or CD, or a T-shirt, or both, or there's various things we had up for pledging. Without their input and support, we just couldn't afford to make the record.
And there's something vaguely predictable about my question, but the idea of the Jam getting back together...
It is predictable.
It is a bit, I'm sorry,
it,
I apologise, but people will always want to know. And I know, in a way, you've slightly done it, because you and Paul Weller are, working together again.
I think that's about as close as it's going to get. Rick had a book out last year. I think he was actually on the programme. I think he's now going down that path of being an author. Paul is still very successful, and quite rightly so, in his own right. He's a busy guy. I'm very happy with what I'm doing. So we're all kind of settled in what we're doing and going our individual ways. And yeah, we get together every now and again. I think that's, like I say, I think that's the best you could hope for.
Bruce Foxton, thank you. Lovely to meet you.
And
the
you.
album is called Smash the Clock.